The following is a pre-recorded show. Welcome to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers, certified financial planner professional and founder of Akers Financial Group. Now, helping you win in your retirement, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, certified financial planner practitioner, president and founder of Akers Financial Group, and we welcome you to Winning in Retirement, our radio podcast. Here with me today is Alex Monk, certified financial planner, practitioner, all-around good guy, financial advisor from Akers Financial Group. Alex Monk, good morning.
Brian, pleasure.
I'm glad you're so excited for the day. Today, Alex and I have been working on an incredible show, a show where we're going to talk about the 4 phases of winning in retirement. The show's Winning in Retirement, and we're going to teach you how to win in retirement no matter what age you may be. The 4 phases of winning in retirement is the show. We're hoping that this show applies to every listener in perhaps a different way, of course. We're going to cover the 4 phases of winning in retirement, and we'll be inviting you to a special event this Friday to begin winning in retirement.
The special event, that sounds fun, but do you have like sound effects for phase 1?
No sound effects. I have nothing. I think you have to have copyrights for sound effects, and I haven't gone there yet.
Well, I mean,
you can make your own sound effects, Alex, but I'm not sure if we're going to keep the listener.
I'm cool. No sound effects sounds like
all right. No sound effects at all. All right. So what we're going to do is the 4 phases. Generally, the phases as we see them is preparing to win, getting ready and building and saving and growing your money to be ready to retire. And then phase 2 is are you actually ready? This is like just like pre-retirement planning. And then there's, hey, I want to keep winning in retirement. And then there's the winning where you are maximizing your wealth. Those are 4 basic phases of people's lives, depending on what's going on.
Phase 1, I heard you say retire a couple times there.
Yeah.
But it just sounded like work.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call it. Let's create a new word instead of work.
Pre-retirement activity.
Okay, preparing to win in retirement. So what I would have to say is, what's a nice way of putting it? Let's think about
Your
it.
daily wealth building activity? I don't know. Phase.
Well, how about net worth? Net worth's work too, isn't it? But let's think about dreaming and think about people that have goals and how they ever achieve them. That's what motivation in that first phase is. Some people are motivated to save and throw money at their future. Some people are trying to get by day to day. And what's the difference between those 2 people?
And when you're just getting started out, it's tough to give up that first whatever, you know what I mean? That first chunk of money out of your paycheck.
Right.
And then you start seeing it grow and it actually starts to add up. And once the numbers get bigger, it makes more sense. Or you pay more attention, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Now, one of the things I wanted to say as we're talking about preparing to win in retirement, a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to do that when I make more money, when I get this next job, when I do these things. And the reality is that the habit of living within your means, the habit of preparing to win day by day, which becomes the winning in retirement, has to happen the very first time you touch money, the very first time you deal with money. You got to have the habits then. If you didn't have the habits, then we got to fix it. But that habit is more important than making more money.
Yeah, I mean, and making the money that you make, whatever that is, making it work for you.
Yeah.
So I always heard you talk about this, I forget. It reminds me of barbecue when you talk about it. Oh, the cash cows.
Oh my, yeah. You love to poke fun at my cash cows, but
it makes a lot of sense. It really does.
I love the cash cows, and for those who don't know, cash cow is the fact that we all have our first job, and that's the first time we are creating cash for ourselves through working, and that cash cow gets milk, and that milk is called what, Monk? Moolah, absolutely. And so that moolah is coming and flowing. And then what you do with the milk, what kind of bucket do you have? Does it leak or not leak? It's very important to understand. Now, of course, I did not create it myself. Those guys, Zig Ziglar from the 70s and 80s, had these ideas and talk. And so I just expanded from there. I like the idea of just a simple concept. So when I teach high school people about things, I start with that. And I actually used it a couple weeks ago in a retirement seminar. I got a couple laughs from it, I think. Or they're laughing at me or with me. I couldn't tell.
I was laughing the whole time, and it was both. But, it's just one of my favorite things. Because, after you say it, as dumb as it may sound, as childish, it really makes sense. When you work, you don't save all your money into one bucket, right? Like you have it spread out, right?
And you got
Even
to
while
have
you're
purpose. Your money has to have purpose. So the idea here in the first quarter is the first phase is preparing to win by having the good habits, by preparing yourself, by establishing things and getting started early to reach your goals, to understand how taxes and insurance, how it affects you, how that paycheck, someone took some money out of your paycheck. You need to know why and where it went and how you can pay the least amount over your lifetime. You also have to establish your finances when it comes to risk and things that might go wrong. Having proper insurance is the reason that we have to have insurance, is to protect us from the worst case scenarios of life, where if someone steals your car and you are upside down on the car loan, you're not the one stuck with a car loan and no car.
Yeah, like a little gap insurance there.
Well, that's what people have to have when they don't properly, if they don't have enough money down.
Well, if I don't think about all these bad things, they won't happen, right?
Well, the sad part, if you think about people in their 20s, what makes them go bankrupt, number one is medical expenses, because they didn't have proper coverage. And so over the years, they've provided ways to get health insurance. Problem is people still don't sign up and get it. Oh, I don't need it. I'm healthy.
That, right?
I don't need to pay that money.
I don't need disability insurance.
Yeah, well, the reality is we all need those insurances for different reasons and different amounts, and you do have to manage it as just like anything in finance. You don't want to waste your money and be insurance poor. So the idea of preparing to win. So Alex, we have a person comes in, let's say they're 35 years old, and they're established in their career, but they haven't started yet. They've done the American thing of trying to buy everything they've seen. Where do you start?
I usually ask them where they work. Hopefully they're still working, right? And typically there's some type of 401k. Oh, yeah, I remember about that thing. I never started it.
Yeah.
Well, why not? You're giving up 5% of your pay, 3%, 6%. I've seen crazy numbers out there. It's like,
they didn't max the match, right?
Right. They're just leaving that little bit of money that the employer's going to match their savings on the table. So that's the first place I go to, right? Let's make it automatic. Let's make it happen without you seeing.
Yep.
You said 35, so they're hopefully, they're young, they're going to live a longer time. So if they can, I tell them to do Roth.
Yes. Normally they're settled into their house already. They've covered a lot of big expenses. They probably have some debt they got to address. They got to cash flow manage, trying to find the money to save. I think a lot of it has to do is, do you have a habit of savings or not? One way to tell if you have a habit of savings is, do you have any money in the bank? It's that simple. If there's no money in the bank, you're probably not saving.
I had a meeting yesterday, and the husband and wife, first time I had met them, and I'm like, well, how much cash you got in the bank? And it gets quiet.
Yeah.
And then the husband's like, I don't know if she wants me to hear the real number.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't bad, but it was just that's that awkward thing. It's like,
every once in a while, there'll be a person that has their regular banking is minimal, and then they have money from the top of their paycheck going to an investment that is their emergency fund, and they invest for a car fund. They invest with purpose with every dime, and then that's impressive.
Yeah.
But that's rare.
It is. And in our business, we come across a lot of these unicorns, if you will.
Yeah.
But I see all ends of the spectrum, right? And really, it's exactly what you were saying. It's just understanding what you're doing now, because a lot of people don't know what they're doing, right? They have no clue. So understand what you're doing and what impacts it has on your future, and then make the changes where you can.
Yes, I picture back to when I was in my 20s doing financial planning. Had my first company at 23 years old, and I was talking to these people, and the person made a lot of money, over $500,000 a year, and I believed that was enough money. My 20-year-old brain was thinking, you should be able to save like hundreds of thousands of dollars, because no one
every year
needs money. And then after 3 meetings of talking and trying to figure out what was going on and why they couldn't save money, I said, do you guys have any kind of budget at all?
Nope.
And the answer was no, not at all. And then so we went through a process of, where is your money going? And so my advice since that day has been, it doesn't matter how much you make. You need to know where it's going.
Yeah, if you spend more than you make, the math is not on your side.
Exactly right. So the habit of living within your means, from the littlest money to the largest money, is a big deal. We get upset when we hear about sports players or people going bankrupt because we perceive a lot of money, and then all of a sudden they don't have anything left. The problem is when they make money, half of it's gone, and then some more goes out in fees and agent costs, all kinds of things. Then they get their net, and then all of a sudden they think they have the high.
Right, they're spending off that top number.
The top number, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the net is gone, and I got to wait for my next check. I'll catch up next time. And the reality of cash cow planning is you have your bucket, you have your plan before the cash cow pulls into the barn.
Right, and then you don't make any.
I'm sorry,
you got me on that one.
I had to go with that one.
But then you don't make any decisions that are going to put you behind, whatever.
Yes, and the financial advisor at those apple cart. So at the hay wagon, behind the hay wagon. You ever been behind a hay wagon on the roads?
Hey, that's not an appropriate question.
Of course. All right, so you got me totally messed up. But the idea is this: you really need to save money and learn to live within your means, and that's how you begin to prepare to win for retirement. The other thing is you need an advisor, a coach, someone to guide you. What happens is that no matter what age, what amount, we want to have Akers Financial Group designed to help you get started. I was at an event, and the father of one of my clients says, I appreciate you meeting with my son. He's been a great saver since he was 18, and he's like 40 years old now. And I go, absolutely. He's been one of the great clients of a story of he found a few dollars to save, then he found some more. We had money saved to buy that first house, money to do these other things. He has his family of 3 kids, and he has a couple $100,000 saved in his late 30s, and he has half his house paid off. All these things accomplished that made us very set financially, retirement plans, all kinds of things that he did because he saved from the very first day. Very big.
Sounds disciplined too.
Very big and very disciplined. And the idea of all this is this. We want you to win in retirement. So guess what we're doing? We have a special event this Friday, October 18th. We want you to train with our experts. We'll teach you how to be successful in your retirement. Winning in Retirement hosts will be there, and we're hosting a free Winning in Retirement training day. Whether you're preparing to win, getting ready to win, or want to keep winning in your retirement, this day is for you. Intense training on ideas to maximize your wealth. Attend this free Winning in Retirement training day on Friday, October 18th at Water's Edge Event Center in Belcamp, Maryland, from 12:30 to 6:30. Let's train together. We register at winninginretirementtraining.com or call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. You will leave more prepared for retirement than when you come. Are you ready to retire? What to do now? We'll explain when we return. Winning in Retirement quarter number 2. The show is called 4 Phases of Winning in Retirement.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers, president and founder of Akers Financial Group, and we welcome you to the second quarter of our radio podcast, Winning in Retirement. Alex Monk is our guest today. He is a financial advisor from Akers Financial Group. Today, we're covering 4 phases of winning in retirement. Our first quarter was all about preparing to win, and that's where we brought to you a brand new small cow. And then this quarter, the second quarter, our cow has been growing, and we're covering an amazing topic about, are you ready to retire? Alex, are you ready?
I didn't know if we were avoiding farm animals or what we were going to go with, but let's do it.
Hey, I didn't write it in your notes because I want to surprise you with a more adult cow this time instead of a brand new one.
Steer me in the right direction, Brian.
Steer is different. I will explain that after the show. All right, so the idea is this. Are you ready to retire? That's a phase. That's a phase where you're thinking about it more. Typically, it might be that special birthday, 50, 45, 55. Hey, some people at 40, they're ready to retire. They might want to be out by 48. We've had clients retire as early as 39. So what happens is, actually earlier than that, but 39 is the one that I wanted to bring up. So the idea is this. Are you ready to retire? Ready to win in your retirement throughout all your retirement years, and you know that things are set up properly and all in the right way? That's a great topic. Alex Monk, what do you think?
Well, that's a big question. Like what you just asked there, like, are you ready?
Yep.
First off.
Yeah, right? Ready is a mental thing, right?
I mean, it can be all those things, right? Sometimes the mental and the math don't marry up, like what you see people getting nervous all the time. But how do you know you're ready? Like, is there like a thermometer? Like, do you hit a scale? And like, how does it?
Well, we're doing the phases. So imagine every decision is numbers are financial and emotional. Every decision involves two phases of those pieces. So what we try to help with is the financial side to know you're financially independent and you can walk away. The emotional side is different. If you describe yourself as your job, you're probably harder to retire.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
Hey, what are you? Oh, I'm a financial advisor. Oh, what are you going to be when you retire?
Bald.
Sorry, I have no comment about that. We're sticking with cows. All right.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. I did find out that cows do have horns and steers have horns. It was a great fact to learn.
I know. I'm kind of scared of cows. I had a they're big. They're big animals.
Yeah. Well, all right. So
But that's like retirement, right? Like it's like you're walking up to this giant animal, and it's your 401k, and you got to figure out how to get the money out.
yeah, and then you don't like the fact that every time you take a withdrawal, there's people with their hands out taking taxes out of it.
Right. And then who's giving you the advice, right? Is it just you? Is it you and your spouse? Or is one of you in charge? Is one of you nervous? One's not? I mean,
Right. So the more you talk about it, the more you build a plan and know how you're going to handle the money and when, and you build the concepts through ongoing planning with an advisor, you end up getting to a point where you already know the answer. It's like, okay, I'm going to retire on May 30th, June 1st. I'm getting my first check from this account here. Now we're taking out so much and we take all this taxes. I'm getting this amount and I'm okay with that. And it's going to work.
yeah. And a lot of people like that. Okay, well, I used to get paid da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
How am I going to get paid now?
Absolutely. And then, it's going to come on that exact day. Well, when transfers and banking, it's within a 3-day window because of holidays and Fridays and weekends and all of that. So it does rotate a little bit.
Yeah, and it just depends on, like, mentally, like you said, there's two sides to every story. How do you deal with the money? Do you need to see it coming in? Do you check your bank that often? Yeah. Or do you just want a big chunk of money to keep in the savings account and go about your business and see how you do? Like,
Yep.
I'm not here to tell you how to run your finances. Well,
Not how.
Not how.
Now, how to spend your finances, you're not. Let's say how we generally gauge your finances and understand where it's going and understand if there's a problem that we got to get deeper into the issue of what you're doing with your money.
Yeah, and that can be dicey, I guess.
Well, I've had clients make $500 to $1 million a year, and I had to get them on budgets. And one of the hardest things is that if they save $5 million, that's not a $900,000 a year retirement. I mean, it is for a couple of years, but it's not for long. Yeah. So the idea and concepts of retiring is we're retiring on what? Retiring with what amount of money coming in? What's a realistic ability to spend? Can I maintain lifestyle? That is what getting ready retirement's about, is discovering what you've done so far that'll prepare you. Now, if you didn't listen to the first quarter about preparing, if you didn't start early and save more money and let it invest and grow over time, this getting ready retirement is going to be a very hard conversation because you might come in and say, hey, I'm going out at 62. I said, that's great. What do you save? Yeah.
Where are you going?
Right. And that's exactly conversations we have is, well, this is how much money I've saved. We need to find a way that this is affordable.
I had a guy the first time I met him, he was like 61 and a half. And he's like, Alex, I'm retiring at 62. I don't care what you tell me.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't, it's not there. You got to make it to at least 65.
Yep.
He's like 67 now, and he's been pushing off work for like 6 months at a clip. He's like, well,
almost there.
I'll keep going a little bit.
Well, that means he bought into the numbers and he understands what he needs now, right?
A year and a half ago, I told him he can leave.
Yeah. Oh, good. So you got him to financial independence.
I was like, you're there now.
And then he works because he wants to, and he's also understanding he can do more things, and he's probably has purpose in his mind. Oh, yeah, if I work 6 more months, I can redo my garage. I can do this. I can do this.
It's more like a hip, a knee.
Oh, he's going to do surgery on company time. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it out loud.
Wow. Wow, Brian, that one came out.
Those are pre-retirement decisions. You have lots of sick leave. You have a lot of vacation pay.
And you might be going to...
Well, insurance till 65. What are you going to do? You got to decide. If you're retired at 62, what are you going to do? What's the coverage going to be? What's it going to cost? All of this is getting ready to retire. Now, we love to talk about Social Security and what might happen there. Medicare at 65. Do you take it? Do you fill it out? Do you go on a website? Do you not? Do Do you wait? Estate planning. We need to all be ready in case somebody, us or somebody in our family might pass away tomorrow, but we also got to invest and do income planning as if we need this money forever. There's so much you need to do in this phase of getting ready to retire. When you're ready to win is really financial independence.
Yeah. And it's a nice thing to tell somebody like, hey, look, you've worked this long and you're there.
It is nice. And it's nice when they look at you and they go, I really want to go out. Like I had a nurse come in, her back was hurting. She goes, Brian, when can I leave? Next year? And we went through all the numbers. And I said, well, is this what you need? And she goes, yes. I said, you can retire right now. And you could just see her face just smile and light up. Yeah. Now, she'd been retired about a decade now, but it was just a wonderful day of walking in, I basically hurting and wanting to change things.
And you could see like the end of people's careers where it's weighing on them. Like they almost look like...
Well, it's like if you had to draw what stress looks like, that you could draw it. And that I can't draw, but yeah, my drawing of cash cows is an embarrassing thing.
It's like trying to draw the wind.
I never thought about drawing the wind. All right, well, so you're right.
My favorite color has been clear for many years, so it's been a tough thing to deal with. But it's a big deal. Like these people, they come in and they're like, "This is what I got. How do I even tap into it?" Like,
sure.
And then taxes.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that when I retire, the game changes completely? I got to watch Medicare limits, social, all different taxation waterfalls, this, that, the other. Yeah. There's so many things.
You've had multiple cases where a client business was real estate. They're in private real estate, and they just did not want to work like that in retirement. So you had to unravel a real estate portfolio and build out income and all kinds of stuff, right?
And teach people about stuff that they're not going to see. Like you don't see tax-free real estate exchange marketed very often, like maybe like once on a real nerdy stuff I listen to, but
yeah, that's a 1031 tax-free exchange rules, which is just part of planning. It's an advanced planning tool that's used for unique financial situations, especially people who have been successful in real estate.
Right, and they know it, they understand it, and they're like, wait a second, so I can have the same asset class, same type of cash flow in a different structure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The structure where you're not being with the phone calls.
Right. Like you don't want to have that. Like I get it while you're preparing, you want to go over and crank that wrench and save that 10%, 20% management fee. But if you don't need to, I would not recommend it.
Right. And so these are all part of being ready to retire. To be ready to win in your retirement is knowing that things are set up properly. So these are the 4 phases of winning in retirement. And the reason we love talking about it is because this is the core business of Akers Financial Group, is from the moment we meet people is gathering their finances, getting things in a proper way so that they can be successful. We believe success in retirement is being out of debt or very close to out of debt, having the cash flow you need that has the ability to grow with you as expenses rise over the years, having the money invested in a proper way that takes a reasonable amount of risk with your portfolio to make it last a lifetime, not an extraordinary amount of risk. And so Alex and I will be this Friday doing a very special event that the host of Winning in Retirement and all of Akers Financial Group puts on October 18th from 12:30 to 6:30 at Water's Edge in Belcamp, Maryland. If you're a listener, you're invited. You can go to our Akers Financial Group website and hit Training Day tab. You can also go to winninginretirementtrainingday.com. You can also call our offices to be able to get information about the show, about the day where we're going to have classes on all these topics we're bringing up today.
And they're not graded.
Correct. It's correct. It's a show up, you pass type of grade. Hey, you walk in, we give you food, we give you some prizes, we give you a little gift bag.
I remember throwing like T-shirts or something. I just remember throwing stuff at clients last year.
You just got to watch that launcher you had.
Yeah.
But we also have a 5 o'clock. We have more of a party for our clients and invited people who'd like to learn more about us. And we have a musician, and we have more food, and then everybody leaves by 6:30, so it should be good. So we have Winning in Retirement Training Day this Friday, October 18th. We wanted to tell you about. Check that out. The Akers Financial Group is a group of financial advisors. We have teams of advisors that help our clients in Maryland or throughout Mid-Atlantic or all around the country. Now, we're local. Our offices are in Lutherville and Forest Hill, but we do meet people in many different ways. Technology has given us a great opportunity to work with people in many locations. But we are truly local. We're independent. We don't report to a big company on Wall Street. We report to you. We do have offices, like I said, around Farmington and Lutherville and around the world. It's so easy to begin winning in retirement. Just give us a call and schedule your meeting with one of our team of advisors. So go ahead and call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person meeting. Go to AkersFinancialGroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. How do you make your retirement last a lifetime? We'll explain when we return in a moment.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers. Here with me today is Alex Monk. Welcome to the second half of our Winning in Retirement radio podcast. We are certified financial planner practitioners from Akers Financial Group. Right here in Maryland, we work with people all around the United States.
And it's fun. I like it.
I love my job. I enjoy helping people reach their goals. It's a fun thing.
It's cool. And I like to be the person they call when they need the advice and they trust it.
It's coaching to me, and coaching is just a great thing. I like being able to help somebody, and we have a rapport where we go back and forth, talk about their situation, narrow down to a decision that they make, and then they feel that it's going to be a good decision, and it works out over time. Is great. So one of the big things we want to do here in the third quarter is this. Basically, we're going to talk about the third phase, which is where you keep winning in your retirement years. And you keep winning because you're retired and you have an ongoing plan. You need to make your money last a lifetime so that it can cover what you need and what you want to do.
So you mean pace yourself? Like, I wasn't very good at running, so.
No?
No, oh no.
Never would have guessed.
Never, oh really? So I just like to be, all out, like let's win immediately.
Yes.
And then I didn't realize there's 4 more laps or, even the rest of one.
You're first place on the first lap and then.
Oh yeah, I got to the turn.
But you did finish though.
Maybe.
See, the concept would be you're running a mile and you finish strong and you built yourself up and you finish very strong. And so retirement is about finishing strong, knowing that all that work, all the things you've done have gotten you prepared, they've got you ready, and then you're going to win and keep winning. And that's exactly the big goal of the designing retirement planning.
Right. And, it's kind of weird because you want your money to be there at the end.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to take care of yourself. Like you've taken care of yourself.
No one else is going to throw that money for you.
No.
I mean, we get these notices on Social Security that says, hey, don't count on this as much as you think. We might lower it in 10 years.
Right. Insurance companies are saying, hey, we need to increase your premium. Yeah. Things cost more than we expected.
Yeah. Well, there's an election going on, in case you didn't know. And both parties are talking about taxing or not taxing tips. And then they come back and say, oh, but we need Social Security and Medicare for it. And my answer is, yeah, they need Social Security and Medicare for everything out there. But the idea is this. When you're getting ready and you're now retired, you need to make sure you understand how Medicare works, how IRMA works, how taxes on withdrawals, how your retirement income plan needs to be designed and how it meets your needs. You need to have an investment portfolio that's designed to last, not one that might beat the market every day and then all of a sudden it follows the market up, follows the market down, and all of a sudden you got to take a big old paid deduction on your retirement.
I mean, I'm not looking to get pay decreases ever in life. Like, I don't know that anybody's signing up for that, right?
Well, if you tie your income to the market, if you properly withdraw, you need to readdress every time the market goes up, you get more, market goes down, you get less.
Sounds terrible. Well, and a lot of work for what reward? Because it could go up.
But we see it. There's models and portfolios out there where they go very aggressive. Now, the general trend has been to more like a target date version where they have bonds, which takes less risk than the stock market, but still has risk to it.
Well, the target date fund's doing everything I need inside that little fund wrapper, right? Like,
Sarcasm doesn't play well on the radio as much as you would think,
okay.
Alex. So the idea would be, what are you trying to get across about the target date?
I have people that come in and they're like, well, it's the date I'm going to retire, so I assume that they're doing this. Mm-hmm. And usually that's very far from the truth, or what they expect and what's really happening.
Right. It's sort of like, hey, I got an answer for everybody. And so it's not wrong for everybody, like a total X out. It's horrible. It's more like, is it best practices? So imagine that you're younger, you're in that section where you're getting ready to preparing retirement. You look at it and you say, hey, they have an allocation to cash. Hey, I'm 20 years old, 25 years old. Do I really need that? No. Do you need allocation to bonds? I don't think so. But now if we're 45, 50, do we need to have money in stocks and bonds and be 40, 50% with low risk already? Or should we be still hitting the gas in their 40s? And so I generally disagree with the allocations and with the concept of what is best for that client.
Right, and it seems like the industry drives the answer for what's best, right? They compete for returns.
Yeah.
And
Well, everybody comes up, well, just buy the S&P 500 and that's going to be your answer. And then the hard part, you look at your target date fund, it doesn't compete with that because it doesn't take that risk. And then the trustees and fiduciaries of the plans don't want you taking all the risk because you might get upset when you lose half your money one year, which happens in the market.
Or you trade out of it at that point, which is,
Yeah, because they let everybody in to trade their own account.
Right.
So the idea is investing portfolios that are designed for you, designed for what's best for you. I think as we get closer to retirement, I need part of that money to not have a downside.
Absolutely.
And to have some version of a guarantee, rather be bank, insurance, some type of guarantee, government, those kind of things that would protect the money I've worked so hard for.
Or a blend of all of it, right?
And that's the answer we go with, a blend of all of it, so that we can make sure that people will keep winning because they still have their money.
I don't know that I'd like my job as much if I had to tell people like, hey, I know you're turning 75 this year, but you got to spend $1,000 less a month.
Well, 08, 09, when markets started going down, it was hard for new clients. New clients would come in and they'd had it all risk. And then now we're trying to figure out what to do. Do we stay 100% market and let it recover and then reallocate? The hardest part would be is if your allocation is wrong, do you fix it at a bottom? Not my favorite thing to do.
I mean, if you need money immediately.
Well, that was the key thing is what do you need? What do you need to do? And so if we had time, we waited and it worked out 5-6 years later. It took a while, but also had to stop stretching and risking too far. So a lot of people love to make money fast because they think that's the way to wealth. And they'll take the risk, the gamble, the high risk, the following a stock that doesn't have any real substance.
Or their cousin's uncle knows the guy,
And so the idea would be is that really what you want to do in your retirement years? How do you keep winning in retirement if you're risking it? Risking it means you put it and it could all lose. That's not the way to retire.
No, not at all. And getting clients to understand that if we take risk in one area and we take no risk in the other, we can achieve far better results than if we just do a little bit of everything in every account.
Yeah, it's so what happens is that when we meet with you, you have your own unique financial fingerprint. You are who you are, and we start with that and we build from there. We're an independent financial firm so that we can work with almost everything people come in with and try to help them use to the maximum what they have, or if they have to change, we figure out what to change.
And guide them through that process too, because, like we said last quarter, you saved to it your whole life, and well, now you're withdrawing it. Are you doing it right?
Yep.
And then are you prepared for the things that are going to happen during your retirement, like required minimum distributions or IRMA?
Yeah, we keep bringing up IRMA. IRMA is a phases of income that can affect your Medicare premium. The Medicare is means tested based on your income. So single or joint, there's income. So your income in 2024 will affect your 2026 taxes. Very important topic to get to know. If you have income over 110,000 if you're single, over 215,000 if you're
2024 tax return dictates Medicare
in 2026.
2026.
Yeah. So the idea would be it's just knowing that it's out there, that your Medicare premium can go up by $60, $70. It could double. It can even triple based on your means. So means testing has been brought to Medicare. Oh, this was years ago, and we actually seen a full effect the last 5 years because it was actually set aside for about 10 years, came back in 2019.
And, they typically have been increasing it with inflation. Like every year it goes up a
the
little
income
bit.
level, right? So you can make more and not have it. It's a concern once you turn 63 is the magic number. That's the first year you need to really be careful on that. So what happens is this. We're talking about phases of winning in retirement. This phase is how to keep winning in retirement. Knowing your expenses, your taxes, your insurance, where's money's going, and then understanding your portfolio, having money laddered in a way that you know where this year's money is coming from, next year's money is coming from, so that you're not panicking when there's any type of downturn where you actually have to say, where am I going to get my money from next month? We don't want that.
And it takes work to get there, and that's the joy of doing it, is helping people along the way and getting them there.
Yeah, some people will have one brokerage account and they're getting their money out of that, and they're basically selling the stock market every month to send the client a check. And that is just a fundamental flaw in the concept of how they manage money that I don't like.
Yeah, especially if we go through a downturn, because markets do go down.
Imagine taking money out after it lost 10%, 20%. Then you're taking money out and locking in a loss. Do you really want that?
I mean, no.
Right. And so reason we like talking about winning in retirement, because that's the happy days of retirement, the great days of retirement. To win in retirement is definitely being prepared for the worst days so that you know you got it handled so that you don't have to worry about. It'd be almost like no worry in retirement concept, right?
It's funny, like the different stages, like at the beginning, they really want to do the vacations. And then like later, halfway through, they're like, I have this binder to give to my kids in case anything happens to me. And this is, everything's in there. Here's your card. It's interesting.
I had a retiree a couple of years ago. They retired, and we had the meeting about buying their last car. I mean, they're like 64 years old. I'm like, you're probably buying another car, but it's okay. It was a big deal for trying to help plan out where to take the money from. That was the whole concept of tax wise. What is the wise way to pull your money out to buy things like cars if you don't have it in the bank,
especially with the prices. Big numbers.
Absolutely. So we've been covering 4 phases of winning in retirement. And one of the reasons we do that is we're inviting you to a special event that we have this Friday, October 18th. We want you to win in retirement. So we're inviting you to train with the experts of Akers Financial Group and of Winning in Retirement Radio to come learn about how to be successful in your retirement. Winning in Retirement Radio is hosting this free Winning in Retirement Training Day. Whether you're preparing to win, getting ready to win, or want to keep winning in your retirement, this day is for you. Training on ideas to maximize your wealth. Attend this free free Winning in Retirement Training Day on Friday, October 18th at the Water's Edge Event Center in Belcamp, Maryland, from 12:30 to 6:30 this Friday, October 18th. Hey, let's train together. Let's get to know each other. Come meet the host of Winning in Retirement. Make sure you register at winninginretirementtrainingday.com or call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. And we promise to help you guys leave more prepared for retirement than when you came in. Are you ready to retire? What to do? And we're going to cover all of those things and ways to maximize your wealth in a moment.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is all about winning, right, Alex Monk?
Phase 4.
All right, I'm Brian Akers, and Alex Monk is the co-host with me today from Akers Financial Group. We're talking about winning in retirement and the 4 phases of winning in retirement. So, Alex, you're really ready for the fourth quarter, right?
This is my favorite time.
Why is that?
It's where you win.
That's right.
It's what you work for.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it could be a fourth quarter where you got a nice lead and you just got to hold on to it. It could be a fourth quarter where you got to come from behind. How do you feel this quarter is?
I don't know. That's a tough call.
All right,
like me, people, like who do I answer that for? Like, I really think this is going to be like a coast through the fourth quarter.
Okay, because everybody's been listening and understanding the 4 phases of winning in retirement are fundamental financial planning topics. Yeah. Things that we need to do, not things we could postpone anymore, things that we got to do now.
I can't see anything happening that we haven't thought about.
Well, we can't cover everything in our show. We're trying to hit the basic topics and the mindset of how you go from preparing to win, being ready to win, to keep winning. And then this quarter is talking about maximizing your wealth so that you're winning so much that now you've got to maximize your wealth, legacy planning. We're having some special classes on that because we are inviting people to a special event this Friday at Water's Edge in Belcamp, Maryland. Water's Edge is an event center. We rented out the whole thing.
It's on the water.
Lovely pier to walk out on. Uh-huh. We have food and fun, and we have music at 5 o'clock where we have hors d'oeuvres and music, and we have talk. And at the very, very end of the day, we have some special prizes as people leave.
And I think we do a really good job delivering information, but not making it too dry.
It's a series of classes. So every hour, starting at 1 o'clock, there will be 4 or 5 classes going on. And different hosts of Akers Winning in Retirement or will be speaking, and other people from around the country who have guest speakers coming in. And then every hour, people switch. Every 45 minutes, they rotate. They grab some snacks, and they move to the next classroom or stay in the same classroom and basically learn and train on how we do winning in retirement. We have great topics, all kinds of great topics. We've been sort of teasing the topics without teasing the topics today.
I mean, you gonna do it?
I'm going to do it. So we have like 4 phases of classes. How about that? We have preparing to win as a set of classes. We have are you ready to win set of classes. We got keep winning set of classes, and then increasing and maximizing your wealth set of classes, all headed by one of the hosts of Winning in Retirement that leads you and guides you through the day that we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. And there's something for everybody wherever you're at. And I've seen different clients. We've had this for years, but I've seen different clients.
13 years, I think, this year.
They don't go to the same classes every year, and their interests change as they get a little bit older, too.
It's also a great way to check us out, see if we are human, if Alex is bald,
yes,
to see if we do have radio faces or not, or are we really going to be the advisor that matches well with you to help and guide you through those retirement years.
It'd be super awkward if they showed up and none of our clients were there, but we have a pretty strong following. So
now there's well over 100 and some people attend every year. It's a big event for our people. And all the staff Akers Financial Group comes. We get to meet everybody. So we enjoy it as much as everyone else does. Now, the reason that I'm excited about the fourth quarter is that I'm in charge of the increasing and maximizing your wealth classes.
Oh, you have like a grin on your face as you say that.
I invited I was going to say very special speakers. I have at I think 4 o'clock. I brought our lead portfolio manager, one of our hosts every 6 months, is Mark DiOrio. He will be speaking and covering the markets. Then you and I talk and finish up after he's done talking about it. And then once we're done, he goes right to the party time. And that's at 4 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, we have a special motivational speaker. And that speaker is going to speak on 7 things you need to do in a decade before you retire. Quentin is our guest speaker. He's going to be special to hear from.
He is one of the best speakers I've ever seen.
Right. So
he's awesome.
And that's at 3 o'clock. We've opened up 2 classrooms to hear that, so we have enough room for everyone to hear that talk. And then prior to that, one of our other special guests we have on the radio is some of the attorneys. One of the attorneys, Kevin Bress and Brian Akers, together will do a joint seminar. This one's called Generosity, about charitable giving. It's an advanced estate planning. I mean, it's we go. Do
you need a prerequisite to get in?
Well, if you do, you can go to an earlier class in the day on estate planning, get your basic knowledge. But this is where you are at that phase where you want to give. You want to give back. You might want to do foundations. You might want to give some of your IRA. You might want to give to charity multiple times while you're alive, after you pass away.
They're always fun conversations to have with the client when they're like there, and they don't even know the opportunities that they have. Where they could see it work now, they could see it work later. Really whatever their goals are, we can come up with the structure, and it's just phenomenal.
Alex, I know I've tried to hint at you, but I have you doing classes 3 out of 4 hours. I hope you're ready for that training day this Friday. You're in shape for the classes.
I have a free period, though, right?
You do have a free period.
And they're serving food?
We're serving food and snacks.
I'll be good.
And we have the coffee and chocolate, all kinds of different choices. But classes you're going to be teaching to be about what is an annuity, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be teaching the Social Security puzzle and information about Social Security, which ought to be an adventure for you. Because you're with an expert in Social Security. You and him will be doing a joint talk.
So Sam will definitely bring up, he's the expert, this guy Sam, but he'll know the numbers to the T.
Absolutely. And so your job there is to really bring it to earth, to bring it to be able to feel and touch the Social Security.
I'll bring it down, I'll make it relatable.
Oh, and then I got you talking about the portfolios and everything. So the idea is a special event this Friday. It is called Winning in Retirement Training Day. Come train with us. I thought it was a neat idea. Maybe you don't like the word training day. It's okay.
You just brushed over my last speech on the portfolio. It's my favorite talk.
Well, it's not much. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, man.
I know. But anyway.
Because we're going to let Mark Doyle run, then you and I have to talk at the end about portfolio.
And I think this is awesome, right? This is like my report card to clients. Hey, this is how we've done.
Yeah. This is what we do, how we do it.
Here's our theory. Here's why we're positioned this way. Like here's our thoughts on, manage money. And people are like, oh, that really makes sense. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. So these classes are basically training and teaching you about what these topics we're covering today. This maximizing your wealth concept is really the fourth quarter, the fourth phase. That is where you maximize your wealth and legacy. You're working on generosity. You do have to watch income and taxes. You have to make sure that you're investing with purpose in mind based on what you want to accomplish with it. And that's exactly what we try to talk about in those classes when it comes down to maximizing your wealth.
I get so excited doing those different cases. Because once you figure out what you wanted to do, there's so many different avenues out there just to create, to keep and protect what you worked for.
Yeah, I've had a number of really good meetings recently where we're just going over their dreams and like what they want to accomplish, because we're pretty much right where we need to be for retirement. But then it's almost like, what's next? What do you really want it to do? What do you want it to do for you and for your family? Those are fun conversations.
Yep. And it's nice to see people giving money because they feel like, their heart tells them to do it. That's the cases that I love.
Yeah, I had this one case where we're doing an analysis for a 74 and 73-year-old to really see where they are financially, to see if they could give more money to their family now versus later. And my gut feeling is they need to hold off on that. And it's a tough issue in the fact that they feel they're ready. I feel we're not quite there. It's a tough conversation.
Is it like one of the kids in need?
Well, that's what I got to uncover. So the conversation we're having is we're doing the plan, the retirement income plan. They've been retired for a few years. We do take out what I deem as a maximum withdrawal rate. I need every dollar to keep manufacturing that money. Yes, markets have done well, and you can take some winnings off the table within reason, but not beyond reason. Right. And so sort of coming up with an idea is there room to give money away? And one question I asked them already is, well, are you willing to have less income? They said, no. And I said, well, it's going to be a hard answer.
And a lot of times I have the conversation with clients and they're like, well, they're going to get, blah, blah, blah from the house one day. And I'm like, yeah, but you need somewhere to live.
Right.
So,
well, when people go, well, it's my money and they'll get what's left. Now, retirement planning, that's a good thing. We don't have to incorporate a withdrawal right now. Then there's some people, oh, my kid call needs money. I'm giving it to them, redo my retirement plan. And it's almost like we're doing it no matter what. This is a special case where it's like, all right, we're doing well. We're doing all these traveling, all this money we're spending, but we also want to give money away. And it's like a hard conversation I got to have is based on whatever you want to give away, the more it is, your income's got to come down because we are across the board drawing as much as we can.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in because you don't want you don't want to tell your kid no, but at what expense? Like you help them out in the bind, but then you're living in their basement or in a trailer in their driveway in 5 years. Like that doesn't sound good for anyone.
Yeah, well, that's a concept where someone has done well. They have their retirement. They are retired. They've been retired, and now they're thinking about legacy. But they're also thinking about need of a kid, and they see a need and they want to help some. But then the reality is it time yet? Is it their time yet?
Yeah, or does that teach the kid to fight?
Right. So is this a 74-year-old person who's very healthy, or should we wait till we're 80s and we're not as healthy, and all of a sudden our bills go way down, and then all of a sudden medical bills come back in. Yeah. So planning is really a circumstances of our life, of your life, and we bring them all together throughout these 4 phases of winning in retirement. We've been talking about our special event this Friday, October 18th at Water's Edge. It's called Winning in Retirement Training Day, and we have a website, winninginretirementtrainingday.com. You can go to sign up right there, or just go to akersfinancialgroup.com and hit Training Day and go right there. Check it out. Find out about the speakers, the times, and sign up right online. Alex Monk, thank you for a really good show. I appreciate it.
It's been wonderful. Looking forward to the training day, Brian.
Just a couple of days from now, we're going to have the training day. We invite you to come. It's free. You don't have to stay the whole time. Come when you can, leave when you must. That's the goal.
Encouraging people wear like a Richard Simmons get up or any theme?
No, that's not. Okay. We're still recording, Alex. Okay, gotcha. We encourage them to come ready for a business casual concept. Gotcha. Food will be served, so you got to have clothes that can handle food spills. That's what I have to wear.
But no athletic gear. Gotcha.
All right. So today we covered that 4 phases of winning in retirement, and then we invite you to our special day. We do look forward to meeting you because we want you to win in your retirement. So take advantage of an opportunity to begin planning with us at Akers Financial Group. To schedule a free meeting with one of our team of advisors, go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. Scroll to the schedule a meeting section and let us know you'd like to schedule your free meeting. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or you can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person meeting with one of our team of advisors. Start planning for your retirement now. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384. Thank you for listening. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, and we want you to be winning in retirement.
You've been listening to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers of Akers Financial Group. Akers Financial Group offers securities through Archedios Capital, an SIPC and FINRA member firm. Advisory services are provided through Archedios Wealth. Akers Financial Group and Archedios do not share any common ownership. Neither Archedios nor Akers Financial Group provides tax or legal advice. Advice given on winning in retirement is general in nature, and one should seek further advice from their financial advisor, broker, attorney, and or tax accountant before investing. Be sure to read each prospectus carefully to understand all the risks associated with each investment. Examples and scenarios shared are meant to be for illustrative purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results.